from besides your normal chores and studies? Yes, Ishan, what happened?
Well, yesterday, Prabhuji, I went to Namaste India Festival.
Oh wow. What happened there?
We did book distribution for from 12 o'clock to 8 o'clock.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's certainly something very, very amazing. Raise your hand if you like book distribution. How many of you like book distribution? Good, many of you. Katna, what are you thinking? I think her camera is frozen. Is everyone healthy, happy? You know, today is a very special day. Today is a day of Basant Panchami, mm, which in India marks the beginning of the spring season, right? And it's a very, very nice time of the year where it's not too hot, not too cool. And Lord Krishna had multiple festive pastimes in this time of the year. So the deities are dressed with yellow colors. You devotees make yellow preparations. Some wear yellow clothes, yellow garments, yellow flowers. Um, if you like to drink milk, you can add saffron or turmeric today. How many of you like? How many of you drink milk? Most of you. Every day? Most days? Some days. In the night or the day? Night? Mm. Okay, so if you drink milk tonight, you can add turmeric or saffron to it and remember Krishna and remember the Vasant. Interesting. So today we are going to talk about some special stories, very, very special stories, um, which I have been reading last few days, and I thought I'll share with all of you. And before we talk about some stories, we'll do the one round of japa now, right? Together. So you can bring your japa malas. We'll do japa, and then we will talk about the verse which most of you sent, and we'll briefly talk about the artwork which most of you have done. So all that we'll do after japa, and then we'll do some verses, and then we'll talk about amazing stories. Does it sound like a good plan for today? Okay. And if you have questions and stuff, we'll also take that towards the end. So please bring your japamalas. Let's get ready. We're going to chant one round together. And japa is the topmost meditation. And today we are going to meditate in the Vrindavan Dham, right? It said that you are where your mind is. So imagine you are in Vrindavan. Imagine you are with Krishna. Imagine Krishna is wearing a beautiful, you know, yellow dress. And by the way, why don't I show you? So it's the meditation becomes stronger and deeper, right? So I want to show all of you some darshans before so that we can have a stronger meditation of the Lord's pastimes and the blue dress, of course, right? You want to quickly have darshans? Okay, I'm going to share my screen now. Did you like the darshan in the yellow outfits?
Yes, Babuji, it was really beautiful.
Wonderful. Okay, so we can have the yellow meditation or the yellow dress. Krishna is also called Pita Ambara. What does that mean? Who knows? In context of today, Pita means yellow. Ambara means dress also, right? So one who is covered with yellow dress is called, it's called what? Ansh, yes?
Pitambara.
Pitambara. Pitambara Vastra, right? He wears yellow garments, right? How many of you like yellow color? Some of you. That's interesting. Wonderful. Okay, so let's do our japa round. Okay. Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swaminiti Namine Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschat Deshtarini Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. You can also unmute, my dear, some of you. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Hare
Hare.
Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare,
Ram,
Hare Rama, Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna,
Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram,
Ram, Hare Krishna,
Ram,
Krishna
Hare
Krishna,
Krishna.
Hare Hare, Ram,
Ram,
Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare
Ram,
Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare
Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare 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 Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna
Ram, Ram,
Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram,
Ram,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, 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 Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare Ram, Hare Ram, Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Rama Rama Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare 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 Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna
Hare Rama 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 Hare Krishna Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare
Rama
Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Ram Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Ram Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare Ram Hare Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Vaidhi
Hare Ram, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Hare Rama.
Bhaktāya namo namaha. Vanchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya cha patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavibhyo namo namah. Namah pankajanaභaya namah pankajamaline namah pankajnetraya namaste pankajangriye Krishnavarnam tasha Krishnam sangopangastraparshadam Yagyai sankirtana praye jantihi sumedasa Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear friends, Vaishnavas, thank you so much for joining. Sambhavi, Ishan, Sanvi, Sampada, Anj, Kabir, Vinita, Lakshay, Vedant, Navya. Thank you for keeping your cameras on. I really appreciate, and it gives me a lot of inspiration to see you face to face. Thank you, Ethereal. And I see others have also joined. The cameras are off, so I can't see you. I wish to see you. Nishita, Ovi, Karina, Prakriti, Avani, and Naina. Haribol. Thank you for taking out your time this Sunday evening. Today is February 2nd. Time flies fast, right? How many of you feel, oh my God, the first month flew fast, right? Right? You feel like that? We just now we felt we were wishing Happy New Year, and it's gone. 10%, almost 10%, right? One out of the 12 months is over, right? So time flies fast. But all of you are very, very sincere who are remembering Krishna, who are remembering Krishna's stories, verses, holy names, and doing wonderful paintings. By the way, some of you have sent. I saw Shambhavi's painting, Ansh has sent, and who else? Kabir has sent. Raise your hand if you already sent your email. Okay, email, you have emailed your submission. Okay, good, good. Many of you, thank you for doing that. How many of you raise your hand you want to do, but somehow you are like in somewhere in the process? That means it's halfway through, 10%, 50%. Okay, many of you. And when do you think you'll be able to send the email with your final work? You need a week more time. Some of you requested 1 more week. Okay, so that's fine. Some of you need 2-3 days. Some of you need a week. So I'll give you 1 more week. If you're already, and then we will close it, and then we'll announce the winners also. Okay. So everyone, please do it. And if you want to redo, like I saw some of you did a little bit in a bit of hurry, I guess. So there might be area for improvement. If you think that applies to you and you want to redo, feel free to do that. So you have some more time. Okay, yes, Ishan, what's on your mind?
So Prabhuji, do we send it to the email and in the group chat or just the email?
Yes, the email is fine. Group chat is nice to have, but email is, then we'll consolidate everything from there and then we'll post it out to all. Okay, and okay, verse time. How many of you did the verse Nama Pankajanabhaya? How many of you know that verse by heart? You have memorized that? Oh, Sanvi, you did that? That's awesome. Would you like to share? I'm so happy to hear. And keep your hand raised, by the way. Raise your electronic hands. You don't have to hold it. Um, yes, you want to recite now? You can unmute.
Okay.
Maybe I might forget a little bit the
Don't worry,
last
we're there
line.
to help each other. It's all one family, friends. Don't worry, we're not judging you. Feel
Okay.
comfortable.
नमः पङ्कजनाभाय नमः पङ्कजमालिने नमः पङ्कजनेत्राय नमः oh, hold up.
Namaste.
Yeah, नमः पङ्कजाङ्घ्रे.
Excellent, excellent. That's awesome. Yeah. How many of you know this verse? Oh, Vedant also did? Wow, I'm so happy. Vedant, you want to recite? Wow.
Sure. Nama Pankajanaಭಾಯ Nama Pankajamaline Nama Pankajanetraya Namaste Pankajangraye.
Good job. You guys are like memory king and memory queens. Okay, who knows the meaning of this verse? This is a prayer of Queen Kunti in Canto, fill in the blank, in Canto 1, chapter. Anyone knows which chapter? 8? Yes, chapter 8, right? Okay, perfect. So who knows the meaning? Raise your hand if you know the meaning a little bit. It doesn't need to be verbatim. It can be in your own words. Who knows the meaning? Okay, let's do the meaning quick. Nama Pankaja. You know the meaning of these two words? Everyone knows? Raise your hand. Nama Pankaja. Nama means I offer my pranam, my respect, my namaskar, my obeisance. All these words are interchangeably used. Pankaja. We discussed this. Lotus, right? A symbol on Krishna's lotus feet is lotus on the right feet, right? Nama Pankaja, Nabhaya, Nabhi. Who knows Nabhi? Navel. Nama Pankaja, Maline, Mala. How many of you know how to make a mala? How many of you know how to make a garland? Okay, this will be your next project. Would you like to learn or make a garland? How many of you would like to learn or like to make a garland? Okay, so please try it, right? I'm sure you can offer garland to your pictures at your home and your deities. If some guests are visiting, you can offer to Krishna and then offer to the guests also, right? Or you can take, so you can use flowers, you can use tulsi, you can use some pearls and beads and stuff which you get from the market. So use your creativity, put some flowers for sure, right? And make a garland, right? So this is your next project after your drawing. So there's no like time I would give, like a not like an end date, but I would like to see all of you make a garland in next 2 weeks. Is that sufficient? 1 or 2 weeks, whenever you get chance, whenever the right occasion is. For example, Nityan Triodashi is coming. You can use that opportunity, or any festival. The spring festival is going on. So would you all, and don't worry, it's not like a boy thing or a girl thing, right? I have also made garlands, right? And I love that too, right? Because it's a service, right? Okay, so for some of the boys, don't feel like making garland is like a girly thing, okay? Will everyone try? Raise your hand if you would like to try to make a garland. Hmm? And this is an actual, like a physical garland, not like a drawing, okay? Or a digital garland. Okay, good. So make a garland, send a picture, offer to deities, Krishna, Radharani, Narsingadev, whoever you feel best, right? I'm sure you all have pictures at home, right? So you can offer and send a picture. Okay, so Nama Pankaja Malini, you're talking about the mala, right? And Nama Pankaja Netraya, Nama Pankaja, what does Netra mean? Sambhavi, what does Netra mean?
Eyes.
Eyes, yes, beautiful. And Pankaj, Angri, lotus, feet, soles, feet. Okay, now for those who had already memorized verse 1, I gave verse 2. How many of you recall verse 2? Okay, raise your hand if you know verse 2. Okay, some of you did. Okay, Avni, yes, please tell.
Hare Krishna. Kararavindeన padaravindam Mukharavinde Vishyayantam Vatasya patrasya Bhuteshayanam Balam Mukundam Manasa Smarami.
Good job. Yes. Who knows the meaning? Yes, Karina.
I don't know it word for word, but I know it explains like Lord Krishna's lotus feet.
Okay, good. Yes, Vinita, you want to add more?
I think it talks specifically about how even Krishna likes to taste his own lotus feet.
Kara means Tava Kara Kamal. Kararavind. Arvind means lotus. Arvind and Pankaj, same. So Kararavinde, Krishna holding from his lotus hand. Padaravindam, his lotus feet. Mukharavinde, in his lotus mouth. Viniveshayantam, he's sucking, he's licking his lotus toes. Vatasya patrasya puto shayanam, he's shayanam. Shayanam means sleep. Shayan, right? What's the last line, Ansh?
Balam Mukundam Manasa Smarami.
Yes, what's the meaning of that? Bala, Bala means boy form, right? Krishna's baby form. Who's Mukunda? Krishna, right? Explain this line. Yes, Ansh, go ahead, explain this line.
I don't know Manasa
Hi.
means, but Smarami means to remember.
Yes, mana, what does mana mean?
Mind.
Yes, so I remember in my mind, in my heart, Balam Mukunda Manasa Smarami. Okay, beautiful. So today I'm going to share some beautiful stories. How many of you love stories? Okay, and you know how we do stories, right? I'm going to pause and your hands will be on the keyboard, right? Which means you have to fill in the blanks. That's how we do stories, right? And there will be lessons also, right? And so pay attention. Hmm? So shall we begin our story round? Hmm? Okay, let's begin this story of a difficult journey. And the main character of this story is none other than Narad Muni. Hmm. So Narad Muni went to Vaikuntha. And he asked, "Oh Lord Vishnu, oh Krishna, I can't see the suffering of people in the material world. So I want to bring thousands and thousands and thousands of people to fill in the blank, fill in the blank. Now it's your turn, right?" Hmm. He went to Vaikuntha, which is also known as spiritual world. Vaikuntha means no kuntha. Kuntha means anxiety. Vaikuntha means no anxiety. So Narad Muni said, "Yeah, I want to bring to you or to back home, back to Godhead, Krishna's home, spiritual world, Vaikuntha. All these are correct. And will you accept them?" Lord Vishnu said, "Why not? If you bring, I will certainly accept them." Okay, very nice. So Narad Muni went. Narad Muni went to different places. So he went to Jackson and Memphis area and said, "Oh, Jackson people, oh, great souls, oh, Memphis people, do you want to go to Vaikuntha? Do you want to go to spiritual world? And it's full of nectar. You don't have to suffer in this material world. It's full of problems and difficulties, diseases, corruption, problems, this, that. Let's go to our real home." And guess thousands and thousands of people said, "Yes, yes, yes, we want to go." And Navya and who else is there from Jackson? Avni. And who else is there from Jackson? Vinita, Atar, Naina. They all also were in that thousand of people, right? So they all wanted to go, right? Which is a nice thing. Then he came to Florida. All are there from Florida here? Raise your hand. And he said, "Oh, Florida Vasis. Oh, people of Florida, do you want to go to Vaikuntha?" And everyone raised their hand. Many, many, thousands and thousands. And he said, "Okay, the Jackson people are also getting ready, and Florida guys are also ready. And then let me go to other parts. Who is from Boston? I see. Where else you're from? Anyone else from other states here? Okay. Oh, yes, Vedant from Michigan. So all of you, and then he boarded like an online Zoom also. Okay, oh, whoever is in the Zoom is welcome. And everyone gathered. Now they started their journey. And suddenly there was the first place he went, the very first spot. There were lots and lots of pizzas and amazing video games, all the arcade you can imagine, all the fun things, so-called fun things can imagine, all the pizzas and the colas and ice creams and juices and everything to play, everything to eat, everything to do was there. And guess what? Out of 10,000 people who started the journey, 9,000 said, "Well, we are happy here. We don't want to go further." Right? We don't want, oh, there's so much fun. There's so many nice things to eat, so many nice games here. We don't want to go further. Hmm? Why did they pause there? And anyone want to answer? Why they didn't want to go further? Hmm? Why they didn't want to go further to the kingdom of God? And they, yes, Karina.
They followed their sense gratification and didn't care about whatever else there was.
Hmm. They cared about short-term pleasures than the long-term real happiness. Short-term pleasures, also called as completed, also known as hmm, Shreyas. Prayas. Sorry, Prayas is the short term. Shreyas is the long term, right? Prayas is immediate gratification, and they didn't care for Shreyas. So 1,000 people moved further, and then suddenly there was gold. There were gold coins coming from the sky. Real gold, not just gold plated, not just some plastic gold. Real gold. And oh wow, so many gold. I can sell each gold for like thousands and thousands of dollars. I'll be so rich. I'll have the best house, the best gadgets, the best this, the best car, the best facilities. I didn't want to go further. Hmm. And then, yes, Ansh, what's your question?
Who's there to sell it to?
Huh?
Who was there to sell the gold to?
Well, there are people. I mean, ultimately, everyone in this world is looking for gold, right? Everyone wants money. There are people. Mhm. And yeah, then these are stories for, beautiful lessons and to help understand, basically in our mind, to ignite our mind. Hmm? So, and to say, like in Hindi, like understand the spirit of the words that more than the, like the letter of the word. That's what they say in the story. And understand to get the more spirit than understanding, oh, how can gold coins have a rainfall, right? That's not the point. The point is that there was a lot of wealth there, right? So that's the called like understanding the spirit of the story. Okay. So there were a lot of gold coins, and then very, very few people wanted to go further and said, "Oh, well, we have everything, don't want to go further." And finally, only 10 of those, there was a third stage and the fourth stage, only 10 people could go back home, back to God, to real kingdom of God. Hmm. So they were caught up either in the food or in the gold or in different facilities for sense gratification, basically caught up in short-term things. So what's the takeaway, my dear friends? What do you think? we can learn from this story. Any takeaways? Please raise your hand. Everyone got this story, right? Yes. So, okay, please tell. What's the takeaway? What's the lesson? Yes, Avani? Unmute.
Sorry, I thought I unmuted. One takeaway we can take away from this is that instead of like focusing and getting distracted by like short term gain things, we need to focus on like the real goal of going back to Krishna. Otherwise, then we'll keep on like getting stuck here in this material world and going through this cycle over and over again, in which we we think that we're like happy, but it's all just temporary. And we need to realize that the true happiness is back with Lord Krishna.
Yes, focusing on the real goal. And when we focus, we need to say yes to a few things, correct? And we also need to learn to say no to many, many things. Does that make sense? For example, when you are studying for your exams, what are some of the things you will say yes to? Please type in or say verbally. When you're studying for an exam, you have an important exam coming. What are some of the things you will say yes to? That means you will do more of. Like study, right? Do your, like revise your subjects or spend quality time with your textbooks, your homeworks, your projects, right? Right. And sleep on time and eat healthy, right? Don't. Now, what are some of the things you'll say no to? That means you will do less of, or you should do less. Oh, okay. Playing, right? Playing, of course, you can cut down on that. How about the phones and the gadgets and the video games and the pizzas and whatnot? Going out in malls and shopping and restaurants. We should do more in exams, right? So we can get some free time and relax, right? What do you say? Spend more time in the malls during exams? Kabir, yes? No? Okay. Okay, good. Movies, yes. So you see, focus means to say, do those things allure us, tempt us during the exams? Right? Right? They may allure, right? New movie could be in town, new game could be happening, new this could be happening. So therefore, we have to stay focused. And we also see from the verse in the Bhagavad Gita, which says, out of after many, many births, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders to me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such a great soul is very rare. So it's very rare, my dear friends, to go to the kingdom of God or to practice bhakti, right? So we must understand that we should not give up short we should not give up the long-term goal in short-term pleasures. Okay? So be a visionary. See the bigger picture. It may be hard. Is studying for the exam hard compared to eating pizzas? What do you say? It's hard, right? Is playing video games easy or is studying for the exams easy? Right? Playing video games is easy. It doesn't take much effort, right? But so anything good will not be so easy, but it's rewarding. It will have long-term results. Okay, good. So this was about focus. Shall I tell you another story? Okay, let's go to story number 2. So there are 3 worlds, upper, middle, and lower, correct? There are 14 planetary systems, upper world also called as Swarga, right? You have heard this? And lower worlds also called as Naraka, where the Danavas live. In upper worlds, who live? Who lives in upper world? Yes, Shambhavi.
Krishna.
Well, you can say Krishna is in spiritual world. In upper material world is Devatas, right? The different demigods. So the Devatas live there. The Danavas live in the lower. And the Manavas, the word man comes from the word Manav or Manu, which means they live in the middle planetary systems. So one time, Dev Indra. Who is Devendra? Dev plus Indra becomes Devendra. So the king of demigods. Now who is Danavindra? Same logic. Danav, Indra. Indra means king. Danav means, who is going to answer this? So what is Danav Indra? Yes, Sampada.
Demons.
Demons. So the king of demons. And Manavindra. What does that mean? Manav plus Indra. Yes, Ansh. Is everyone
Like the
getting this?
president.
Sorry?
The president.
Yeah, I can say the king of humans, but not president. President is for more for one country or so, but yeah. So these three people, they used to discuss these matters. What's going on in your world? What's going on in your world? So they met and they were one time talking about Devendra started. They were talking about that our mistakes are often invisible to us. How many of you agree with this? That our mistakes are often invisible to us, right? That we are not able to see our own mistakes. Yes, they were all discussing this topic that we see others people's fault. Is it easy to see other people's faults? Raise your hand if you're able to find those. Right? It's easy to see others people's mistakes, but not easy to see our own mistake. We are blind to our own mistakes, right? And therefore we need, who can complete this? We need Dash to help us to understand those blind spots. Okay, type in, type in, type in. Everyone type in. I'm looking at your responses. We need devotees, some said. We need guru. We need scriptures. All that is correct. We need well-wishers. Yes. Family, guru, parents. Yes, all that's correct. Basically, someone who is a genuine well-wisher, a selfless person, knowledge, scriptures, who open us, who help us to see the blind spot. Okay. So they were discussing this. Oh yeah, it will be wonderful, to basically show. Like if let's say if I have a red mark on my face, I cannot see until I have a mirror, right? Until I have a mirror, I won't be able to see a red spot on my face, right? But so what to do? So everyone agreed that it's hard, it's important. Let's go to Brahmadev. Hmm? When in doubt, reach out. So Brahmadev is the head. They all went to Brahmadev and asked, what should uh, basically the question was how can others see this their own, be self introspective, right? Or see their own blind spots. And Brahmaji knows, he's omniscient, right? He knows is aware of this material world, and these people are his children, so he welcomed, and nothing could be hidden from Brahma. He already knew their confusion was all about, and he said, Da. What did he say? Da. And everyone got their answer. All three, they had this doubt that how can someone see their own blind spots or areas for improvement. What did Brahma say? Who knows? What word did he say? Yes, Navya?
Da.
Da. Now, all three said, thank you so much for answering. We're so grateful. And then they left. Now we need to unpack this. Can anyone think of what it means? Any thoughts, guesses? It's okay to guess because it's a wild guess. Because shall I continue? See what happened further? Okay, so Devendra, the king of the demigods, thought Da means Daman. Okay, remember these three words. Da means also Daman. Daman means to control, to repress. Because in the upper world, there is a lot of facilities for sense enjoyment, like beautiful gardens and apsaras and somras and whatnot. When we have a lot to enjoy, we may be caught up. You agree? When we have too many facilities, we may become accustomed, we may become habitual, we may, we may, we may be caught up in those, and we may forget that there are millions and millions who don't have. So we need to do Daman. What does that Daman mean? What does Daman mean? I said. Yes, Vinita?
To control.
To control or to abstain, basically self-control. How many of you believe self-control is a good idea? Most of you believe. So we believe Daman is good. Hmm? We are not saying to not eat food, right? Don't take it wrong. We're not saying to not use iPad. That's not the point. But to use it in a controlled way. Overindulgence, whether it's food, whether it's iPad, whether it's anything, will lead to disaster, right? So, Daman. And then by doing Daman, we'll be able to self-control and we'll get the wisdom. Then we will be able to see our shortcomings also. We'll stay humble, right? Okay, now this was who understood this way? Who understood Da means Daman? Type in, everyone. Indra, which Indra? All three were Indras. Three Indras were there. Upper, medium, and lower, right? The upper world, Deva Indra or Devendra. Okay. The second one, or the third one, we can say Danavendra. He thought Da means Daya. Daya means, what does Daya mean? Yes, Ansh. Okay, Vedant. Okay, Ansh, you can say.
Compassion.
Compassion. Okay, Vedant, you want to add?
Mercy.
Mercy, yes, mercy, compassion, care, empathy, right? To be mindful of others, to be considerate of others, right? All these, daya. So in the lower worlds, there's a lot of like violence and, anger, ferocious, killing each other, and like Danavas are merciless people. But Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is very, very merciful. Hmm? So we have to show compassion. And when we show compassion, especially in the lower planets, it's much needed. We will be able to see our own flaws, right? That's how the Dash understood the meaning of the. By compassion, that's the need of the hour for the demons. The king of demons understood this. The third one or the second one, Manavendra. He thought Da means did you get it? No? Da means Dan. Da means Dan. Dan means charity, right? We must give something. We must not always in the mood of me, mine, possessiveness. We should give something in charity. Right? We have discussed this topic multiple times. We can give food in charity through the medium of prasad. We can give books like Ishan was mentioning. We give a lot of books yesterday in the book distribution. That's the highest charity. We talked about compassion in the last few sessions also, right? So you can give your time, you can give money to the right people, right? You can do a lot. You can do volunteer hours, right? That's also giving charity, right? So dana. So don't think everything belongs to me. In fact, nothing belongs to us. Who is the controller, the master, the proprietor of everything? Who's the proprietor of everything? God, Krishna, Vishnu, right? And if we say, oh, it's mine, then we are thieves, right? Hmm? Is it not? So uh, we must be have this disposition of charity, and it will help us to see our blind spot. So let's take some takeaways. Let's have some takeaways from this wonderful story. What are some of the lessons you learned in this story? Anyone? Please engage when you speak something, when you reiterate, when you reflect on something, you'll learn deeper, and the learning will be more stronger and deeper in your heart. So please engage. Yes, Lakshya, I would like you to share something, then Jashay, then Nishita. Would you like to share some thoughts? What's a takeaway, or what's your learning? What's a lesson here? You want to share, Lakshay, Jashay, or Nishita? Or Ethereal, those who have not yet spoken yet? Okay, who wants to share something? Raise your hand. Yes, Nishita, please go ahead, unmute.
I basically learned the importance of self-control and charity, and how self-control can prevent temptation and distractions.
Beautiful. Self-control, Damana, and charity. And by the way, yesterday was Nishita's birthday, so we wish you a very, very happy birthday. May Lord Krishna give you great health and all the happiness and bhakti, and you continue to blossom.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Anyone else had their birthdays in this week or coming week? Any birthdays, special days? Okay, good. Yeah, please let me know when you have your birthday so I can wish you and pray for you. Okay, so Nishita shared a beautiful point. Any other point, any other lesson, takeaway from the story? Yes, Vinita?
I appreciated in the story how even though they all came from different backgrounds and they had like different interpretations of what Brahma meant, none of them were technically like wrong, despite like being like having like different opinions and different backgrounds. They weren't really like none of them were wrong. So I like that about the story.
That's beautiful. Amazing. That's a very, very important takeaway, my friends, that when we hear something, we don't need to be always like black or white, like right or wrong. Oh, no, 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 Daman is the right answer. You forget about it. You guys are wrong. And if you don't understand that way, then you are doomed to go to hell. That's wrong, right? There's a lot of flavors, right? One word could have multiple meanings. In, you know, the context, the time, the place, the situation makes a lot of difference, is it not? Hmm? Right? So, when many ears drop into a conversation, they may make interpretations differently, right? So, we should learn to appreciate perspectives. Very important. We should learn to appreciate perspectives rather than, saying, oh, he's wrong, he's right. Like the world is more than that. Hmm? The faster we learn to appreciate perspectives, the quicker we step out of judgments. Otherwise, we'll be judging, right? So, in the world of judgment, there is a right and the wrong, and the victim or the attacker, right? But are you understanding to appreciate the variegatedness, the perspectives? Hmm? Like, we should get up early. There's a one sentence. Now, it could be perceived differently by others. Hmm? Is it not? People can perceive it differently. Oh, Prabhuji said one should not sleep, right? Someone could perceive it that way. Someone should say, oh, Prabhuji said we should not sleep more than 5 hours. Oh, he said that we should get up before sunset, before sunrise, sorry. Right? So people could perceive it differently. So we have to have an open heart so that we can receive the right thing in the right context. Okay, third story I'll tell, and it's a funny one too, by the way. It's of Sheikh Chili. You want to hear Sheikh Chili's logic? So one time there was a Sheikh Chili, and he was everyone called him an idiot, and he was a very, very strong contender for the world's topmost idiot. It was hard to defeat him. But one time, everyone was, they tried to teach him different skills and whatnot, but he was busy in daydreaming. What did this happen? What did that happen? And suddenly there was a war, and the king's army came, and they were recruiting young people. So Sheikh Chilli was young. They were recruiting young people, and they were being attacked. So everyone asked, Sheikh Chilli, it's a great thing to fight for the country, right? Would you like to go and join the army? Sheikh Chilli thought about the proposal, and he was thinking and thinking, and people were expecting him to give a response. And then next day, the day passed. Sheikh Chilli, have you thought about joining the army? It's a great thing to fight for the nation. It's so great. Well, I would love to join the army, said Sheikh Chilli, but it's too embarrassing. He said it's too embarrassing, and people were confused. Oh my God, why are you saying it's too embarrassing? Sheikh Chilli was a young man. Well, he said, I agree that, fighting for a nation is a good thing, but I'm thinking if I join the army, two things could happen, right? Either I'll go out to fight, or I'll be just waiting for the war to start, and, like I'm just kind of in the waiting area, right? When there's no war, but if I'm in the waiting area, it's fine. But if I go for the war to fight, there could be two things could happen. Number one, I'll be wounded, or number two, I'll be killed. If I am wounded, it's okay, but if I am killed, two things could happen. Either they will either they will bury my body, or they will either my body will be buried like in the ground, or it will be burnt in the fire. If I am buried in the ground, it's okay, but if I am burned, then what could happen? Two
Two
things
things can happen.
two things can happen. My ashes, they'll throw in the river, or they'll be blown away in the wind. If my ashes are put in the water, that's okay, but who's going to complete it?
If it's blown away by the wind, two things will happen.
Two things can happen if they're blown away by the If, okay, two things can happen. Number one, now someone else will have to complete. Anshu did his part. Raise your hand if you'd like to complete after me. If my ashes, they could go in the fields, in the grain fields, or in the mustard fields. Okay? If I land in the grain fields, I'm safe. But if I reach the mustard fields,
If I reach the mustard fields, then two things will happen.
two things will happen. And everyone was like, oh my God, what two things? Come on, is it going to end ever? Like beating their head. Like the whole day is almost over. And this guy is like, okay, what two things can happen? Well, the mustard will be used to make oil or to make um, yeah, the mustard will be used. The mustard used to make oil, and the oil be used for either for cooking or for making soap. Well, if they use it for making the oil for cooking, it's okay, but who's going to complete? Shambhavi?
If they use it for soap, then two things will happen.
Yes, if they use it for soap, then two things will happen. That soap will either be used for washing clothes, or it will be used for bathing. If it's used for washing clothes, it's okay. Who's gonna complete? Kabir.
But if it's used for bathing, then two things will happen.
This will happen. Either the men will bathe it or the woman will bathe using it, the soap. If the men bathe using that soap, it's okay. But if the woman bathe, I'll feel embarrassed. So I don't want to join the army because it's very embarrassing. Did you get it? Was it interesting? Hmm? Okay, so what are the takeaways, lessons, life lessons from this story? Raise your hand if you want to share some thoughts. How he this yes, Karina.
I feel like the lesson from this story would be like to not overthink, or else you'll like get into some like really stupid ideas.
Yes, overthinking and thinking and thinking and this and that, and 90% of the things you worry about never happen. So very good not to overthink. Yes, Ishan.
Don't think what if, what if, what if.
Yes, yes. Or don't overthink. Like it's one or two layers is okay, but not like 10 layers, right? What if this? What if this? What if this? What if this? Right? That's too much, right? Good point. What else? We sometimes think way too far, leading us to overthinking. Very nice point. You think laziness was there? Was he lazy and he was giving excuses? So often the mind will give excuses to procrastinate, right? Everyone knows this word, procrastinate. So the mind will give a lot of logical excuses. Oh, I don't want to do this because this may happen, because that may happen. So if excuse was a currency, lazy person would be the richest. Are you getting it? If excuse was a currency, the lazy person would be the richest. Hmm. Laziness is the mother of all. Repeat the laziness is the mother of all. Repeat. Everyone type in. Everyone type in. Everyone has to engage. Please, please participate. Laziness is the mother of all what? And we have discussed that word, by the way. Okay, good, Karina. Yes, greed. Okay, excuses or procrastination, right? A lazy person will have so many excuses, right? To try to defend their position. So, and it leads to unproductive nature, and basically it doesn't take us anywhere. Hmm. Interesting stories, right? Do you want to hear more? Or is there a Kahoot today, by the way, Vinita? Oh, there is. Okay. There is Kahoot. Okay. So yeah, I mean these stories are endless, and but our time has some constraints. So what we will do, we'll just if you want to memorize a verse, you can do this 7.19 from Bhagavad Gita. We discussed that today. Bahunam janmanamanti jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvam iti sa mahatma sudurlabha Out of... Okay, Vedant, you want to read the translation? Right here in the Bhagavad Gita 7:19.
After many births and deaths, he who is actually in knowledge surrenders to me, knowing me to be the cause of all causes and all that is. Such great soul is very rare.
Beautiful. Okay, one or two of you want to recite the verse? Who has not participated yet? Atar, you want to go ahead? And Sampada. Okay. And then everyone will recite, everyone will send the recordings, huh? Atar and Sampada, please recite.
Bahunam janmanam ante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sharvam iti sha mahatma shudurlabha.
Beautiful.
Bahunam janmanamante jnanavan mam prapadyate vasudeva sarvam iti samahatma sudurlabha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, 7:19 Bhagavad Gita. And by the way, some of you are starting new, so try to have your verse notebook. Either you make it digitally, like a Word document or Google document, or make like a physical notebook or a diary or something. And all the verses you're memorizing every week, one or two verses. Try to keep a log of that. Okay? So you can easily review and revise them. Otherwise, if we don't review them periodically, we will forget them. Hmm? So make sure you are having a separate notebook for your verses. Okay, I also do that online on a Word Google Doc. So whatever way you prefer, digital or manual or physical, it is fine. Okay, so everyone will do this verse. You will send your drawings in the, if you have not done so yet, and you will be making a garland, actual garland, flower garland, tulsi garland, etc. Again, what flowers you use, what, size and all that, that's your creativity, okay? And also not to forget, please offer a lamp to Krishna today before you sleep. Okay, will everyone do? Today is a very special day. If you have flower, you can offer flower also. If you don't have, you can offer in the mind. And if you take milk before going to bed, try to put some kesar or saffron and or turmeric and offer to Krishna and remember the Vasanta Panchami night today. Okay? So I'm going to pause here and then any questions before we jump to Kahoot? Anyone has? Is everyone happy, comfortable? Okay. So I'll pass on to, okay, Shambhavi, yes.
When are you gonna announce the winners for the Krishna's Lotus Feet competition?
Yes, so I will give you all till Saturday. Some of the participants had some exams and some projects, and I have not received all. So my dear friends, so Saturday is the last day, Saturday evening. So and Sunday we will announce the winners. Is that okay, Shambhavi? You're a strong contender, I must say. Beautiful. Your paintings were beautiful. Is good job, everyone. You put so much heart and love and soul into all your drawings and paintings, and so really appreciate. Did everyone enjoy those experiences while you were painting? Was it nice, enriching? How many of you inspired your parents to do it? Anyone? Did your parents did? Okay, that's fine. Yeah, they have more busy schedules. Okay, okay. Over to Vinita, and thank you, everyone. Haribol.
Okay, Hare Krishna, everyone. I'll. Okay, can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. In the interest of time, we can do the classic mode, unless anyone has any objections. Okay. There's your game pin. Is this everybody?
I'm joining in a second.
Okay. Take one more minute. Okay, is anyone still trying to join or can we get started? All right. Okay, we'll start. Krishna's lotus feet. Okay. Number one, what is meditation? Yeah, good job. Everyone got that right. Okay. Number two, all of these things about Krishna's feet are true except. So which one of these is not right? Okay. So this is not right. You can only see Krishna's feet on Gopashtami. All of these are right. Krishna's feet are the origin of Mother Ganga. All holy places originate from Krishna's feet, and the Vrajvasis know not to step on Krishna's footprints. That is all right, but this green option was incorrect. So good job to the ones that got it right. Okay, next. Number three. Whose feet can you only see on Gopashtami? Yeah, the answer is Radharani. You can only see Radharani's lotus feet on Gopashtami. Okay. True or false? We should be in this world, not of this world. I hope this one is an easy one. Like the lotus flower. Oh, yeah, that's true. I think the next question. Okay, what does it mean to be in this world, not of this world? Uh, did someone drop the game? Okay. Yeah, perform your duty without getting attached to the material things in this world. So you can think of it like the example of the lotus. Like if you throw dirt on the lotus, the dirt slides right off. The lotus doesn't get dirty. So the same way, whatever things the material world throws at you, you just try not to get attached or like affected by it. And just perform your duty. All right. Okay, number 6. Now we're on to the symbols. What does the Vajras, the symbol, represent? Thunderbolt. I tried to get these pictures to zoom in. Um, I'm sorry. I guess I should have given you guys more time. Look at these options. Yeah. In terms of like, uh, in terms of Krishna's lotus feet, what we discussed last week, the thunderbolt is strong and cuts away sins. Okay, number 7. What does this symbol represent? So like the pentagon and the kona. This one. Yeah. So from Krishna's protection from all 8 directions. That's what that means. Okay, number 8. What does the Ankush represent? Elephant goad. This over here. Yes, you're getting these quick. Yes. Yeah, to control the mind, which is like a wild elephant goad. Wild elephant. So, yeah. Okay, good job, leaderboard. All right, number 9. What does this symbol represent? The Ambara sky. Oh, okay. Yeah, so the Krishna is not attached to the material modes of nature the same way the sky, like he's like the sky, like he's not attached to the world. This These are all like different symbols. Like this one was the Shankha, this one was the Kalash, and then this one is just, it's supposed to be like the calf prints. But yeah, this is the right answer for the Ambara, the sky. So good job to the people that got that right. Ooh. All right, number 10, last one. What does the Ardha Chandra represent? The half moon? Yeah, this is that Lord Shiva carries Krishna's feet on his head, and also as a bonus that we should follow in Lord Shiva's footsteps as a devotee, because he carries Krishna's feet on his head. Yeah, just in terms of what we talked about last week is what we are talking about here. Okay, let's look at the podium. Number 3, we have Lakshay. Number 2, we have Ishan. And then number 1, Navya. Yay! Good job, guys. And then 4 and 5, Sambata and Navya. Good job. Okay. So yeah, I guess that will conclude our class for today.
Thank you so much, everyone. Hare Krishna, Shri Prabhupada ki jai, Samveta Gaur Bhaktavinda ki jai, Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripasindhubhyev cha, Pitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Thank you, Hare Krishna. I'll see you next week. Hare Bol.
Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Krishna.